Judge.
Good morning, Ms. Pitts. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
So I'll try not to make either one of you angry with me today, Ms. Pitts or DA Mosley.
Did we lose the judge?
I was thinking the same thing because
We did.
I was looking for him in the whatchamacallit. I see magistrate court, but I don't know if that's the judge.
Here, this is Chris Toles. Can you hear me?
You're breaking up, Chris.
Breaking up.
I'm gonna stand about close to the window there. Can you hear me, Cheryl?
I can hear you. We haven't started the call of the calendar yet. We think we lost the judge.
Yeah, y'all give me a
Yeah, I
minute. Let me
understand.
call him, okay?
Sure.
I think,
Okay.
Cheryl.
I think I'm back. I'm back.
You back?
Where are you though? Oh,
Yeah, I was trying to clear the screen when it says it was going live, and I was hitting the X button to clear the screen, and it kept taking me off. So I'll say this. Last week was warrant week, and I was getting phone calls every night, and I'm still
Just
trying to deal with that and get over that. So I'm going to be a little slow this morning. I'm going to do my best, but we should be.
Your Honor, this is Chris Toles. Can I make a quick announcement because I have a court in Judge Mason.
Yes, Mr. Toles.
I do apologize. I got one case on the calendar. Her name's McCrone, and I've already agreed to do a consent bond with Ms. Freeman. So I just wanted to make that announcement because I've got a heavy court calendar today.
Okay, and that
And
I was going to ask Ms. Freeman. Is that your understanding?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
I just have to get the paperwork to Attorney Toles. And so
Okay.
I'll do that when I get a chance.
Okay. I know you will. Mr. Toles, you can be excused with that announcement.
I'm sorry.
thank you, Judge.
Cheryl.
It'll be this afternoon before I get you the paperwork, but I'll get it back to you.
Okay, Miss Mary.
What time this afternoon?
I can't give you an exact time. I got a heavy court load, but it will be this afternoon.
And
be today.
the reason that Miss Mary is asking that is internally we have deadlines to have orders in. And so if you delay on the order, it'll probably bump up against a deadline. So
Your Honor, I will do my best to get it to you as soon as I can. Today is just a heavy day, but I'll get it to you as soon as I can. So I understand with the deadlines. I'll get it to you.
okay, and I trust you, Mr. Toles, to do that.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused, sir?
Yes, sir. Have a good day.
And you too. Thank you.
Okay, so today is August 29th. This is the preliminary hearing calendar. My name is Brad Gardner. I'm going to be presiding over the hearings today. I'm going to now call a calendar. And when I call a calendar, please make the appropriate announcement as we move forward. Position number one is State of Georgia versus Alicia Daniel Adams Brooks.
The state's ready.
I'm sorry, Ms. Freeman, I thought I sent you an email about that. That is going to be a fast track.
Okay, I just remember you told me that you changed, and so now it is a fast track. Okay. Okay, so that's a fast track, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Position two, State of Georgia versus Marco Andre.
State's ready.
Good morning, Judge. Thomas Florio for Mr. Andre. May I please have a brief pretrial with the state?
Yes, sir.
And Judge, may I ask, I have a 9 o'clock pretrial calendar with Judge Scott and a 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock calendars with Judge Carter, all in Superior Court. Would the court allow me during the course of the morning to maybe just pop out to Superior Court and then come back for court with Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Position 3, State of Georgia versus Allison Nicole Bostic.
State's ready.
Rhonda Hill for Ms. Bostic. Your Honor, I need to pre-try that with my client.
Okay. Position 4, State of Georgia versus Christina Francis Braun.
That was a consent bond previously done.
Thank you. What do we have? Position 5, State of Georgia versus Kashif Brooks.
State's ready.
It was going to be a hearing at last check, Your Honor.
Okay. When you say Mr. Rogers at last check, does that mean that?
As in, unless something changes that I'm not aware of, it'll be a hearing this morning.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Position 9, State of Georgia versus Rafael Fernando Brown.
State's ready.
Rebecca Dickinson for Mr. Brown. We're ready.
Ms. Dickinson. So that's going to be a hearing.
Yes.
Thank you. Position 11, State of Georgia versus Jordan Denise Canty.
State's ready. I think that's what Attorney Weinstein and we were going to do a pretrial, Judge.
Yeah,
Okay.
Your Honor, we need to talk first, please.
Okay. Position 12, State of Georgia versus Cedric Collins.
State's ready.
Good morning, Your Honor. That'll be a hearing.
Thank you, Ms. Pleasant. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm trying to keep it in the middle of the road.
And Judge Cedric Collins is one of the juveniles.
Okay.
Mhm.
And Ms. Pleasant, I'm sorry, what was your announcement?
It'll be a hearing, Judge.
Okay.
And Judge, I didn't know if you wanted to, I know the juvenile squad room has their video on and the juveniles are in the camera. I don't think they need to be on video at this time.
Well, when I have juveniles, I place them in a breakout room and handle the matter with the parties in the breakout room so that they're on the camera, but they're not exposed to the public.
Right, so they can, right, I would say they could turn their video off. I think they just did.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see. Position 15, State of Georgia versus Reginald William Kraft.
State's ready.
Rhonda Hill for Mr. Kraft. That will be a hearing.
Thank you. Position 17, State of Georgia versus Frederick Freeman.
State's ready.
That'll be a hearing, Your Honor.
Okay. Position 20, State of Georgia versus Jalen Freeman.
State's ready.
Is that a co-defendant case with Frederick Freeman?
It is.
Judge, I just need a few minutes with the state and then a few minutes with my client, but I believe that'll be a hearing.
Okay. Position 23, State of Georgia versus Paul Mincy Funderburg.
State's ready.
Pre-trying that one with the state, trying to work out a bond. Thank you.
Okay. Position 25, State of Georgia versus Trevon Gordon.
The state's ready. That's a co-defendant to Frederick Freeman and Jalen Freeman.
Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor. Patrice Davis with the Public Defender's Office. That defendant is not assigned an attorney.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Davis. So, Ms. Davis, I'm assuming this person is in the C3 position?
It is, Your Honor. It is.
Okay. Position 27, State of Georgia versus Anthony Curtis Hemingway.
Judge, I don't, it's on my calendar.
You don't have Mr.
I don't have Hemingway.
It says criminal trespass, which is a misdemeanor.
Right, so that, if that's the only charge, that one shouldn't even be on the calendar. But I don't have it on mine.
Okay. Ms. Mayor, we're gonna have to
Move it.
yes, ma'am. Position 28, State of Georgia versus Henry Chance.
State's ready.
Courtney Nichols for Chance Henry. I'd like to pre-trial with the state, Your Honor.
Okay. Position 31, State of Georgia versus Michael Hollins.
The state's ready. That's a co-defendant to Andre Turner.
Okay.
And Your Honor, Brandon Lewis is assigned to that case.
Okay. And I don't know if Mr. Lewis would have received notice, as on my calendar, it has the Mr. Kraft showing. So, Ms. Mary, can we check with Mr. Lewis?
I will.
Thank you. Position 33, State of Georgia versus Felix Timothy Irving.
State's ready.
That'll be a hearing, Your Honor, and Mr. Irving is asked to be held last if possible.
Okay. And just keep me, make sure that I don't mess that up, Ms. Pleasant. I'm granting that request. So he can go last if that's what he wants.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. State of Georgia versus Anderson Lewis.
State's ready.
Rhonda Hill for Mr. Lewis. I'd like to pre-try that with the state, and if we can't get anything resolved, it'll be a hearing.
Okay. I'm assuming this is the same person, but maybe not. State of Georgia versus Anderson Ramon Lewis.
It's the same person, Judge.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Excuse me, Your Honor, this is Tasha Mosley. This one has the 4th on it, and the other ones don't have the 4th. So
Well, Judge, and I was gonna also say that, so on those cases, and I sent an email previously, so the charges where you see Anderson, Ramon Lewis, those are misdemeanors that need to go on a misdemeanor calendar. Those are not related to the felony cases. But then so those are warrants in 2215, 2216, 2217, and 2217. Those are all misdemeanors. The other Anderson, Ramon Lewis charges are felonies. So this defendant has like 2 sets of charges, but there are 3 charges that are misdemeanors that shouldn't be on the calendar.
Okay, and let me ask you this.
Can you give me the warrant numbers again, please? I'm sorry.
So the misdemeanors are 2022 CW 52215, 2216, and 2217.
Okay.
Those are all misdemeanors.
Okay.
Mhm.
That was
Now,
my
let me-
too.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
That was my understanding as well.
Right.
Okay, so now there's a Anderson Ramon Lewis the 4th. Is that the same person, or is it? These are WAs. 2022 WA 12574, 12575.
Right. I haven't met the same person, but we're ready. Again, there are 2 sets of charges, and we're ready on those.
Same announcement as before. Just want to pre-try that with the state. And if we can, it will be a hearing.
Okay. Position 45, State of Georgia versus Jamie Littles Jr.
State's ready.
I expect that'll be a hearing, Your Honor. I can't speak with the state. I'm not sure if they're open to a discussion about it, but other than that, it'll be a hearing.
And that's a co-defendant with Devontae Patterson with Attorney Schoolcraft.
Okay. Position 48, State of Georgia versus Tierra Lowe.
State's ready.
Rhonda Hill for Ms. Lowe. I believe we're going to be able to work something out on that. So I like to pre-try that with my client.
Okay. Position 50, State of Georgia versus Kiera McCrone.
That was the case with Attorney Tolles. That's a consent bond.
Okay, thank you. Position 53, State of Georgia versus Mark Lee Mobley.
State's ready.
Yeah, I'm ready to pre-try this case with my client, if the court would hold for my report, please.
Yes, ma'am. Position 56, State of Georgia versus Janelle Moten.
Judge, that was previously continued. That was the
That's
email
correct.
that was sent with Attorney Nichols.
Okay.
This is the one
Position,
that they wanted a 2-week no continuance, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
position 59, State of Georgia versus Devontae Patterson.
Judge, that's the co-defendant and Mr. Littles. And that'll probably be a hearing. We would like a brief conversation with the state, but that'll probably be it.
Position 62, State of Georgia versus Billie Jean Patton.
State's ready.
Rhonda Hill for Mr. Patton. That will be a hearing.
Okay. Position 71, State of Georgia versus Cameron Patton.
State's ready.
That'll be a hearing.
Thank you, Mr. Rogers. Position 73, State of Georgia versus Kentavious Purdue.
State's ready.
That'll be a hearing.
Thank you, Ms. Pleasant. And I have a Kentavious Dion Purdue. And I'm assuming that's the same person.
It is, Judge.
Thank you. Position 81, State of Georgia versus Martez Petway.
State's ready.
Looks to be a hearing, Your Honor.
Okay.
And Judge, going back to Kentavious Purdue, because I'm looking at the calendar and I know I announced ready, but on the officer sheet that I'm showing, I don't know if I have the correct officers that that were subpoenaed. So if you could hold for my announcement, I need to check on that, because looking at the calendar, there are 3 different officers.
Mm-hmm.
And just on the list that I was given from our legal assistant, I only see 2. So I'm just not sure. So if we could just hold so I can just check on that one.
Yes, ma'am.
Officer Satcher, please make sure you mute yourself.
Position 86, State of Georgia versus Christopher Robinson.
State's ready.
That's probably going to be a hearing, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, Ms. Rogers.
I said that's probably going to be a hearing.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Position 91, State of Georgia versus Jada Robinson.
State's ready.
I think we might be able to work out a bond on that one, Your Honor.
Okay. So is that you need to pre-try with the state or with your client?
Just briefly with the state, just to kind of confirm the details, and then shortly with the client.
Okay. Position 92, State of Georgia versus Quincy Satterwhite.
The state's ready.
Rhonda Hill for Mr. Satterwhite, that will be a hearing.
Okay. Position 93, State of Georgia versus Danielle Sellers. And that's his list.
That's a misdemeanor.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's mayor, that case is gonna have to get reassigned to a misdemeanor date.
I believe that defendant is also out on bond, Judge.
Oh,
Mhm.
that solves the problem. Position 94, State of Georgia versus Dominique Simpson.
The state's ready.
Rhonda Hill for Mr. Simpson, that will be a hearing.
Okay. Position 95, State of Georgia versus Anthony Smith.
Judge, it's my understanding that that officer has a conflict that was filed, that he is on annual leave. And so we were asking that if we can't get it resolved, that it be rescheduled.
I think I did.
And that's my case. Obviously, I move to dismiss and leave it to the court to decide. But I also speak to the state in the meantime.
Okay. Well, I'll entertain your motion at the appropriate time. And we'll see what we need to do on this.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Let me ask this question, Mr. Rogers. Is Mr. Smith like an elderly person?
I'm gonna treat that like a trick question. I'm gonna just answer it this way. Mr. Smith I believe is about probably mid-50s. I have to double check, but I know he's probably like at least mid-50s.
Be careful, Rogers.
Exactly. Careful, Judge. I'm not the one saying anybody is elderly. I'm simply saying he is mid-50s, if I remember correctly.
Judge, he has a date of birth of June of 1972.
Okay.
That's approximately.
So he's just a little bit older than I am.
Yeah, I would consider that a young man, yeah.
Mr. Rogers, I consider myself an old man trying to keep up with you young people.
Well, I hadn't noticed, Sean. How you doing? As long as I got all these hairs coming up today, Sean, I had not noticed. Looking great this morning.
Well, thank you, sir. Position 96, State of Georgia versus Braylon Staples.
The state's ready. That's a co-defendant to Frederick Freeman, Jalen Freeman, and Trayvon Gordon.
Okay.
And Your Honor, I'm seeing where a Jermario Davis is assigned to Mr. Staples' case. Jermario Davis.
Jermario Davis.
Jermario.
Wow. Okay. Miss Mary, if you can try to effort getting Mr. Davis on the phone, because on my sheet is showing Mr. Kraft as a lawyer, so he may not have received notice of this hearing. Position 99, State of Georgia versus Trenton Taylor.
Yes, that's going to be a bond this morning.
Okay, thank you. Position 103, State of Georgia versus Eric Todd.
State's ready.
That'll be a hearing.
Thank you, Ms. Pleasant. Position 106, State of Georgia versus Andre Turner.
The state's ready. And Judge, that's the co-defendant to Michael Hollins.
To Michael who?
Hollins.
Okay.
Rhonda Hill for Mr. Turner, that will be a hearing.
Okay. And finally, position 107, State of Georgia versus LaShante Washington.
The state's ready.
And I think we'll be able to work out a bond on that one. Yeah, I just need to speak with Ms. Washington.
Okay. Free trial with client. Okay, that completes the call of my calendar. Was there anyone that expected to hear a case call that did not get called?
Yes, good morning, Judge. Curtis Hubbard. How are you this morning, Judge?
I'm doing well. How are you, Mr. Hubbard?
I am doing just fine. I was retained yesterday for a Kevin Brown. It is warrant number 2022 WA 12672 and 22 WA 12673. Now, Mr. Brown is on bond. He is here in the courthouse with me. Out of abundance of caution, we came to the courthouse this morning because I was just retained yesterday evening, so did not know whether he was on the calendar or not. Did not know if his bond had any special conditions which would entitle him to a prelim. But we are here. If it's been bound over by operation of law, that is fine. I just would like to.
Uh-oh.
Curtis, you muted yourself, but since he's out on bond, his prelim is already waived. He's not even on the calendar.
Okay, so he's not on the calendar.
No.
Okay. All right. Would you know, Ms. Freeman, whether I could get a copy of the warrant from the clerk's office?
You may be able to. They should have a copy. You can certainly try. I don't even have his packet in my office anymore to give a copy. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Well, may we be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Good to see you all. Be safe.
Take care.
Yes. Okay. We have Ms. Tolles here. Good morning, Ms. Tolles. Is there someone that needed your services here today?
I didn't think so, but I just wanted to check in and make sure.
Is there any of the lawyers here who believes that their client needs Ms. Tolles? Okay, so I'll be respectful of your time, Ms. Tolles. You're free to go.
Thank you.
Good day.
Have a great day.
You too. Now, Ms. Freeman.
Yes, sir.
We have Ms. Pitts and DA Mosley here. I don't want to presume what's the best way to use that time, but
right. Well, Judge, if you want. So I know we have Attorney Weinstein that needs to do a pretrial with me. I don't see Attorney Florio still on. And I know, considering that we only have the one jail pod, we also have the 2 juveniles who are here. And so what I would ask the court to do, I can certainly do my first pretrial with Attorney Weinstein. And then if Your Honor wants to, whether it's DA Mosley or Ms. Pitts, you can, if Your Honor wants to go ahead and do a hearing. Now, like, again, that certainly is going to require the jail to stay, with the hearing. And then I can do Pre-trials, after I finish with Attorney Weinstein, I can start to do pre-trials with the other attorneys who may want to speak to me before they speak to their clients. And so we'll just have to work in the hearings with the pre-trials or when the attorneys need to speak with their clients at the jail. And then we do have the juveniles.
Yes, and I think one of the juveniles was gonna definitely be a hearing with Ms. Pleasant, but I thought, if I remember correctly, one of the lawyers, Ms. Nichols, wanted to speak to you.
Okay, whoever the Zoom user is.
I'm sorry. I don't know how I got it. I'm sorry. Could you put it back in the waiting room? I apologize.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know how that happened.
And Judge Gardner, you are still on YouTube Live.
Oh, thank you.